Oh my god.
Shush, man. Welcome to the 12th Man podcast. I'm your host, Ethan, and today joining me we have Sanj
Yo guys.
and we have Ash on the other side.
Yeah, I'm Ash. I support the best club in the world with Ole at the wheel.
Oh, you're talking nonsense already. Jesus, we've only been here for 5 minutes as well, mind you. Blimey. So, boys, it's good to see you again. I think the last time we actually worked together on a podcast was the legendary Rant Boys podcast with Abama Gang Bang Yang, Tony, and what's his name? Owl.
Dan?
Dan was there at times, and then I think
Al,
Owl.
Al,
Owl
yeah.
was funny. Owl was funny. So
the MMA fighter who wanted Pepe.
yeah, I guess not everything works out that way.
Uh,
Anyway, so guys, so today we're basically going to run through our Premier League predictions for the new season, and we should be recording in a couple of days the match day 1 reviews. Obviously, I'm very much looking forward to watching Arsenal playing on Saturday. Very confident after the Community Shield victory. How are you guys feeling about your teams going into this new season?
Pretty alright.
What about you, Blank Chang?
no, I'm still not confident about our players because we still need to get some more good signings.
Yeah, I understand that as an Arsenal fan. Like, oh, it's been a horrible year, hasn't it, with the coronavirus? So we can only see what we can kind of get. You know, I must say that Chelsea's done some really good business this summer. So, who's ready for the top 4 predictions?
Me.
Who was that?
That was me, Sanj.
Jesus Christ, I thought you were Ash for a minute. Fuck. Anyway,
No. You want me to go first?
yeah, go on then.
Yeah,
Right, alright.
because you're champion.
Yeah, in first place, I'll be honest,
Go on.
I've got Man City.
Yes.
In second, I've got Liverpool. Third, fourth, Manchester.
This is a disgrace. A disgrace. An absolute disgrace.
Shout out to Drogba.
Drogba, yeah. Okay, mate.
Alright, next one.
Sanj, I thought we got our Arsenal back.
Hey, listen, yeah. Rude boy. We beat Man City. We beat Liverpool. We beat Liverpool. We beat you, which is United. You know, we were lucky not to. Well, we were unlucky not to cream Tottenham. We were unfortunate. Oh no, we also beat Chelsea, by the way, and we're unfortunate
Yes.
to be in the top 4 this year. If we had a different manager, we probably would have made it. I'm not gonna lie to you, lads. I mean, we had a good.
That's like saying if you had
Hold on, we had a good summer, yeah. Emery can't complain. I heard this youth's been complaining about where they finished. These lot have finished, yeah, in 8th because of Emery, and he's complaining like they didn't back him in the summer. He's mad. He's moving crazy.
Okay, before we argue, we hear your top 4 predictions.
Mine or Ash's?
Whoever.
Ash, do you wanna go?
Ladies
Whoever.
first.
Yeah, okay, yeah, I've got it. So for me, it's Liverpool again. Then the Premier League, making it 20. Then we have City.
Really?
Yeah, yeah. City would come second. 3 would be still Chelsea for me. And then United. Yeah, United are top. Yeah, 4. Probably scraping it over Arsenal.
Wow. I feel very heartbroken by that. How could you, Ash? How could you?
And what's yours then?
What's mine? Okay.
Yeah.
First place, Arsenal, because We're the best team.
And thanks for watching the podcast. Tune in next week.
Okay, no. Seriously, I've got first place, Manchester City. I feel like they've had a better summer than Liverpool currently, and if Liverpool don't buy anyone, I don't see how they're going to re-emulate the form. I don't see at the moment how they're going to re-emulate the form they had last season at the beginning of the season, which was so crucial to them winning the league. But also, I want to say that I don't see how they're going to have 3 years in a row where they're not going to have a major injury, which is why I feel like they need to make some signings this summer. So that's why I've put Man City, then Liverpool, because Liverpool still quality. They've got quality players. We can't lie about that. Going further down, I've put Chelsea at third and Arsenal at fourth. And I know people are going to be like, what is that? Look, to be honest with you, it's very hard to do a top four prediction this year, especially since the transfer window goes beyond, especially in the present day, because normally the transfer window would be closed before the season starts. But because of the coronavirus situation, football's changed, so the transfer window ends in October, which is unseen around Europe. So for me, it all depends on transfers now. But
Yes.
currently, if Man United and Arsenal don't really buy any more players, I feel like we can just clinch above them in terms of quality. I don't know. It's a hard one because they've got really a lot of quality players, but we've got quality players as well, and that's what I think makes this so hard. You know, it's not like a top six where Tottenham you would put at 6, and then the other 3 who are just above that would already be fighting for top 4. And at the end of the season, you never know. Arsenal, United, and Chelsea might not even finish top 4. It's crazy. But how do you think, Ash? Do you feel like ahead of this season you will be able to fend off Arsenal like with ease, or do you think...
Yeah, I still do. I still do, because this United side, they've already, they've already gelled together last season. So it's just a matter of a couple of signings, which I'm skeptical about it, because Jadon Sancho, it's a big signing. It takes a lot of time. It's 50-50. Both the clubs, they're just putting their own side of the story. So I hope we could get him. So if we get him, we'll probably able to reduce the 30-point lead that Liverpool, our bitter rivals, have over us. So for me, it's about not winning the league or pushing for the league. For me, it's about reducing the gap this season. And provided we get Sancho, and it depends on the signings. For me, as of now, I still expect United to finish top 4, probably scrape it over Arsenal, because Arsenal, they're newly assembled. So I feel at the time taken to gel the players could be, could hinder Arsenal, especially at the start. So I feel if United, take advantage of that, and then Arsenal play in the Europa League, so they'll have to play a lot of matches. Thursday night football, they're a curse for any top team looking to enter the Champions League, and especially right now with how competitive the league has become, I expect United, to edge it. So it could go both ways, don't get me wrong, but for me, probably with a bit of a bias, I say I still fancy United.
I understand that. The reason I say, obviously, in my opinion, that, look, you said about, what's the word, edging it also because you guys had more time to gel. I'm not really sure, because to be honest with you, a lot of our players did play last season, like Tierney, Ceballos. I know people say at the moment Willian and Gabriel. Personally, I think if we get an hour, that's the one player for me that will need to really gel into that team. But then you could also say the same about Van der Beek. So for me, those two they're on their own. And I think when it comes to the rest of the squad, you've got Xhaka and Ceballos have a great partnership right now. I think that the biggest one would be Gabriel that needs gelling into that team. Willian as well, but I see when we come into a Europa League run, I see Willian having more of a part in the Europa League run. for Arsenal. It's like, I feel like for once we actually have a tiny bit of squad depth that's decent. Like you have a Saka and a Willian, who are at the moment really more bench players. Because obviously, look, Pepe's going to get in the team for Arsenal over Willian. I don't think anyone truly thinks, Willian is better than Pepe. Creatively, yeah, probably. But when you get like an Aouar, and I'm not saying we will get Aouar, I'm saying theoretically, for example, if we get Aouar, where's Willian going to play? Because he won't be able to play Cam anymore. Because you would probably assume either Ceballos or Aouar would play Cam. If you know what I'm trying to get at. So I see it that we have more 1 or 2 players that would need to gel next season. I feel like a lot of Arsenal fans are putting an unnecessary amount of pressure on Saliba, and I'm hoping that doesn't come back to be too costly. I'm not expecting him to be perfect this season, but I do want him to I want to see him feature quite a lot, because in the end of the day, he would be better put out on loan if he's not going to play this season. That's just my personal opinion. And with Gabriel, hopefully he'll be a hit. But that's all I have to say about that. What do you think, Sanj? What do you think about the top 4 and that kind of punt for the 4th place?
I sort of echo what Ash says in the fact that Arsenal have a more signings to gel in, whereas United, they seem to have their squad, even though it's not fully ready, but only signing one player in Van der Beek, who doesn't need to go into that first team straight away. They can ease him in slowly. But they were saying if Bruno Fernandes joined in the season, like United did, like Fernandes had after they signed him was something. And if you look at the form table, I'm pretty sure United are in the top 4 from when Fernandes signed the last day of the season. So him settling in, I think will help a bit better, maybe help them scrape. And then, like Ash said as well, with Europa League, Champions League different. Yeah. United will play Tuesday, Wednesday, Saturday, Sunday. Arsenal will always play Thursday, which will drag you eventually over time. In the long run as well, United out the Champions League. But I feel like Arsenal, though they should semi-finals at a minute. And when you've got more games, you've got more injuries, the FA Cup being your competition, who says you don't get to the final again?
Yeah, I mean...
And stuff like that. It's just too much. And then, you got your headache of who do I rest? Oh, I need to rest Aubameyang, he's played. But then I'm sacrificing competition, or I'm sacrificing this big game.
That's fair enough. I understand what you're saying.
But I think it will be really close. Like, it'll be scraping.
Oh, yeah.
Obviously, Arsenal didn't come very close to top 4 last season. This year, it'll be like 2 seasons ago, under Emery's first season.
Yeah, I feel like if we just miss out on it, then we will probably go more for the Europa League after, because I feel like the league will finish before the Europa League final, won't it?
Yeah, but I think it'll be the exact same. This was awkward. In fact, the restart was awkward in the fact that you played your league games, finished the league, if you were still in Europa. Is that?
Yeah.
Like United didn't need to prioritise Europa because they were already in top 4. But I think this one will be like a normal season. It'll be half and half. It'll be literally. It depends. Like if you're literally a point outside the top 4, going into a quarter-final in the Europa League, you're going to have that headache. Do I put my first team out on this Thursday for this quarter-final, or do I save it for Sunday?
Well, that's the thing. When you get into this point of the league position, you want to have your players at full fitness. And that's because, especially when you're in Europa League, from what I've seen, you're going to need to be able to put out both squads more or less. Look, to me, personally, I'm not a fan of prioritise this, prioritise that. For me, you go for both, right? End of the day, these guys are footballers. Now, where my thing comes in is that you play for win. You have to motivate these players to win it in full time, because you cannot go to extra time. That would be costly. This is going to sound harsh. The kids play in the FA Cup. The FA Cup is a great competition, but this year we do need to focus on both, because as an Arsenal fan, and I'm sure Arteta knows this as well, there's still the possibility we won't get top 4. So
Yeah.
we're gonna need to really look at both. And the thing is, I know I say that, and I've said this to you guys before. I don't think Mourinho is gonna get top 4 this year, well, top
Well,
top
yeah.
5, you know. But
That's what I'm saying.
I don't think they're gonna win Europa League though, because they will have to play Arsenal as well, and I feel like in that Europa League game, you know, when we have to play them, if we have to play them, that is, unless they go out before then, I feel like, I know people say, oh, Mourinho this, Mourinho that. In the end of the day, when you're in the Europa League, if it's not the final, it's a 2-legged game, and can you really put 11 man on the ball for both games? Sorry, 11 man behind the ball for both games. For me, that's just risky, because 120 minutes, you're much more easier to concede than in, 60. Which is why I guess Atletico Madrid, when they played Juventus and they played, I guess, look, against Liverpool, it worked out this year. But let's not take away the fact that Liverpool had however many shots, and the class of their goalkeeper also saved Atletico. And I feel like it would be the same for Arsenal Tottenham. But can Lloris pull out a performance
Yeah.
like that? So, look, go both.
It's difficult.
Very hard. But the thing is, the kind of squad depth we have right now is good though, especially for Europa League. And I'm talking about like where you can call upon Bukayo Saka and a Willian if you want to rest a Pepe or a Lacazette, for example.
Yeah.
That's how I look at it.
Yeah.
I'm so desperate to get Aouar because that will help our squad depth so much.
Yeah.
I'm not rushed to
Yeah.
sell El Neni this year for that reason, because squad depth is important this year. Next year, the squad depth will be needed is Champions League squad depth, and you can have a season where your squad depth isn't so sick, because let's be honest, we're not going to win the league for about 2 or 3 years now, so we need to actually have a strategy of how to get up there,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah. Well, yeah, it's all difficult, especially predicting the Europa League, because you say, oh, it's surely Arsenal favourite, surely Spurs, surely Italian team AC Milan.
Yeah.
Gonna win. But you don't know who's going to drop out of the Champions League. It's usually whoever drops out of the Champions League for some weird, well, because they're in the Champions League in the first place. There must be, and that's what I'm saying. We don't know who's going to drop out.
I wouldn't say that though,
Like,
because
there's last season Sevilla dropped out of the Champions League.
yeah,
Season before that, who won it? Chelsea. Actually, you and Arsenal were in Europa League. Season before that was Atletico Madrid, who dropped out.
Yeah.
And also, so here's the thing. Funny thing is, United will be in part 3. So that means
Yeah, so I was going to ask that. But United are part 3 team.
Yeah, we are in the part 3. Yeah, because we didn't win. Yeah, so we can expect a group of death. So we could even, let's say we get a PSG and a Bayern. I can fancy yourself being in the Europa League.
That's a guaranteed, yeah.
Oh,
Someone from Man United's group will be one of the favourites to win the Europa League. Fall out of.
what is United? Whoa, that would be fucking sick.
That's what I'm saying. It could be United.
Oh my god.
It depends. You could get lucky though. There's a few easy pot 1. Like for Zenit St. Petersburg is a pot 1 team. So a Porto, they could be a pot 1 team and they can still finish 3rd behind United. Pot 2 Barcelona, say.
Oh man.
Is this ridiculous? Like, you do all the hard work to get a group of death. I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, I'd still take a group of death. Sorry?
Why are you pot 3?
Because we finished 4th, and the champions. So the pot 1 basically goes to the domestic champion, and then based on
just not much
equivalent
European success, I guess.
Yeah.
Like obviously they won the Europa League in 16-17, but then 17-18 you got knocked out to Sevilla, 16.
Fucking hell.
Champions League.
Gonna get then? Jesus Christ.
Well, the thing is, if you win Europa League, I believe you're a pot 1.
Oh, let's go.
I think if you win the Europa League, Literally, that's
Why
what
you are-
United were playing.
Bro,
That's how United
Um,
got an easier group when they were.
Yeah.
I'm playing, right? That next
So that's what I said. But if you are to get top 4 and not win Europa League, probably pot 3 team.
Oh man, you
I'm
what?
guessing.
Next season, yeah, we win the Europa League. We get Europa League money. Then we can have Champions League money as well, right? Yes, mate. Yes, mate. Then we buy Sancho. We make Man United fans cry.
Okay.
Yeah. Inject.
Hey, that's the thing about Arsenal. You always get linked to. I mean, you're still signing Benzema. Don't get me wrong. I hope you do him at some point of time. Get him done.
Hey, that's funny still. I'm not gonna lie, but at the same time, yeah, us being linked with hella players is also because of our reach, being a London club and all. Yeah, I mean, listen, I get you're the biggest club in England, but I mean, Manchester is a shithole.
I
Isn't it?
don't think so. We're not officially the biggest club. I mean, it's been done. I mean, Liverpool just went past us. In terms of major trophies, Liverpool have more trophies.
If Liverpool retain this title, do they take as the biggest club in England? Considering we'll be matched on.
No, I think you already are. You already are the most successful based on major trophies.
They're most
Yeah.
but the
I
thing
guess,
is,
but
they don't make the
I
most
think-
money, mate.
Yeah, but that's not how big is categorized as. Like,
Money is important, though.
no,
Yeah.
I'm saying when you take when you're talking about big clubs, you talk about how successful they are. So that's how I measure it.
We're including Super Cups and Club World Cups.
Yeah, those are added as major trophies. So
Okay.
Liverpool have around like 49, and we got 46. So yeah, but if it's overall, I mean, if you're taking the Community Shield into perspective, then I guess it'll be United.
I want a Super Cup.
This Super Cup's the exact same as the Community.
Yeah, but
I want a Super Cup.
here's the thing: it's funny because
Europa League winner versus Champions.
I want a Super Cup.
no.
Give me a
It's literally just a European version of Champions League.
Community Shield, yeah.
Shield. You got the Champions League.
I don't care. I will have it. Give it to me, mate.
Okay.
I want the Champions. I want the Community Shield as well, man. Give me everything. I want everything, man. I'm telling you, I want Arsenal to win everything. I'm ambitious.
There's a hope that kills you.
I know. Especially
You believe that, right? Yeah.
Especially as an Arsenal fan, it's the hope that kills you. But
Yeah.
not when you win everything. And we haven't done that, so.
Oh my god.
We
Listen,
haven't done that.
listen. We have Son sitting over there, whose team is probably arguably the best in Europe, and he's fucking trying to be humble. And you're trying to be with your fucking Arsenal fan. You have the audacity to talk about winning everything.
It's just too deprived.
Listen, man. We're the biggest club in the world. Yeah.
And you complain about people, BBC, having an agenda against Arsenal. You see how annoying it is.
The BBC have an agenda.
No,
Hold on.
BBC FA. He means the
Oh,
FA.
fine,
FA.
Sky Sports, yeah, the
They
FA.
do have an agenda against Arsenal.
Okay.
Do you think so?
You two say
Do they?
this, you two say this as a United fan and as a Liverpool fan. So I'm not surprised, honestly. It's biased, man. Always attacking the London club, man.
I just focused on having a good team and having a
Yeah, but
philosophy that wins you games and not having to rely on referee decisions.
I know he's fucking doing it again.
the irony.
Alright. We've spoken a lot. We're moving on to relegation.
Yes.
Yeah.
Relegation. Okay. Who wants to go first this time on relegation, boys?
I went first last time.
Do you want to go first?
Okay, so
Ash?
yeah, I'll do it.
Okay.
For me, it'll be West Bromwich Albion, Brighton, and oh my god, I forgot. And Fulham, yeah, Fulham. After the first whistle, I'm sure they're going to get ready. So Fulham, West Bromwich Albion, and Brighton.
Fulham.
Aston Villa, they could just probably, yeah,
Who?
Fulham, yeah, they're going to get relegated.
Yeah. I don't think so. But anyway.
Come on, who loses 3-0 to Arsenal?
Oh my god, you're a pagan, bro.
I mean, okay, but no, in all seriousness, especially the way they play, they're just.
Man. I tell
No,
you,
no,
this guy
listen.
is obsessed with the biggest club in London.
No,
Yes. Yes.
no.
Obsession.
I'm trying.
We live rent free in our rivals' heads. Yeah. That's simply it.
I'd be ashamed to call yourself, to
You'd be ashamed to
associate
call us
you
rivals, but
as
you
rivals.
You used to treat us like rivals, my friend.
You are rivals. You are top 4 rivals.
No, we used to.
Why?
Oh.
No, yeah, you used to be title rivals. Now you're top 4 rivals.
I love
I mean,
how-
wasn't
I
it?
love how
Wasn't it
you
last?
the
Wasn't it
Liverpool fans-
2 years ago?
You're-
Wasn't it 2
you're
years ago?
hyping it
You were
like
Europa
this
League
isn't-
rival.
Hold on, you're hyping it like this isn't your first Premier League in 30 years. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, but I've got a
Okay.
champ. I've got a
Is yours
6. I've got
golden?
a 6.
Is yours golden?
I've got a 6.
Is yours golden? It's not. Let's
No, it's not.
It's not golden.
But it's the same competition, really, isn't it?
Yeah.
You didn't play in like a Super Premier League.
Yeah, but like
Yeah.
look at the Premier League. You know how you've only got a golden crown. Yeah, our Premier League is actually fully golden.
Okay, but you know how our trophy cabinet is filled with every trophy possible. Yours isn't.
Okay, but we've still got a golden Premier League and you don't. So
Okay.
I mean, you can win.
But so what did it get
We
you?
have a nice golden Premier League, you know.
I know, but you've
What
got
did it
one
get
golden Premier League. We've got
you?
6 Champions
It
League.
means we had a season where we didn't take an L, and we were the only team to do it in the Premier League history, right? Preston North End was the only team to do it in the Championship history before Arsenal did it. So in English football, only one team before Arsenal over 100.
All right, moving on. Moving on. We're not talking about relegation. Why are we talking about Arsenal with relegation? Do we think that? Do we think that?
No, no.
Okay, okay.
Of course,
Alright,
we don't
alright.
think that. Are you dopey?
All right, chill.
Blimey,
Jeez.
you dopey guy. Arsenal.
Get the sarcastic joke.
Listen. There's no Emery.
Oi, no, but to be fair, at one point, like halfway through last season, there was that stat. Goal. If you didn't have Aubameyang, you would be in relegation.
Allow that. Oh, no.
Under Unai Emery, if
That was
Aubameyang wasn't in your team, you're in relegation.
Man, I hate that guy so much, man. He came out and had the audacity afterwards to say Arsenal didn't back him. What? Are you serious? You got Pepe, bro. He had more backing than Wenger ever did, right? And the audacity to say they didn't back him, bro. That is crazy.
Okay, right. So your relegation or mine?
You go. I'll go last because I'm a gentleman.
Right, I've got dead last. I've got Fulham. In 19th, I've got Aston Villa. 18th, Brighton. And then just surviving is West Brom.
Interesting.
I just think Villa scraped it last year.
Okay.
Villa scraped it last year, and they haven't.
Yeah, but Sons, don't you think they got, with the signing of Emiliano Martinez, they could probably turn it around.
Who they signed?
Martinez.
Emiliano
Oh,
Martinez.
yeah, but they don't have a goal scorer though.
Yeah, but they got.
Like that, they've
Yeah.
signed. They
They
said,
got a striker. They got a striker.
Yeah, they got a striker too.
who was it?
I don't know. They got a striker. That's all I know.
Well, because they signed 2 strikers last year, and neither of them worked. And if like I said, if Grealish is to get an injury, then that's their season.
You know what?
But anyway,
No, hold
and
on.
I've put Brighton,
That's fair. I'm not. I
That's
can't
fair.
even
And
say
then-
shit about that. That's fair.
and then I put Brighton. I just think I think they've said in the league's history, all 3 promoted clubs have never been relegated in the same.
Oh,
So,
yeah.
Going off that stat, I feel like there'll be that surprised relegation where you think, I didn't like last season. We didn't.
Mhm.
I don't think no one did Watford or Bournemouth. I don't think no one predicted that last season, did?
To be fair,
Yeah, I didn't predict Watford, to be fair.
I actually okay. This is funny. So I remember this one of my friends, right? They told me that Watford is gone 100%, and I was like, I don't think so. I think it's too early to say. I don't know how they got relegated. So you know. So
So that's why I put Brighton. That's why I just think there might be that one club who just get off to a bad and
Never recover.
struggle to recover. But there could be loads. Like West Ham, according to them.
You've got a point. West Ham could actually get relegated this season. I think.
I mean, I'm pretty sure loads of people are crossing their fingers and Leeds get. But I'm not sure. I think
why
that.
is that, by the way? Is that because you man are obsessed with like getting?
No, back in the old days, and they were called Dirty Leeds
Oh come on!
because
years ago.
all they would. Oh, this is not me. It's not me. I wasn't alive back.
Yeah, how could
Being told
oh
this story.
God.
It's just
Bro,
just
it's the
thingy,
same
innit?
concept as hating Germans now because of the Nazis. It's the same kind of concept, bro. It happened
I
like
know.
100 years ago. Move on.
I know, but it's not just that. It's Dirty Leeds. They played awful brand. They just kick you and hurt you to win for.
Right, but then they love
The fans love the arrogance and stuff like that, and they hate it.
I mean, talking about being dirty.
Hate the rivalry with United.
Yeah. Talking about rivalry, our fucking bitter rivals are back, and they probably play good football, good brand of football. They took the game to Liverpool. Well, Leeds are back. Yeah. They could, for me, they could do another Sheffield. You know, they'd be finishing from 8 to 12.
Yes.
That's my prediction for them. They play a good brand of football. They have a good manager, probably manager who streaks above us, or a lot of the managers in the Prem. He's got a certain style, and they play high intensity football. And when was the last time Liverpool were taken for a run at their own backyard? I can't remember, honestly. So
you got a point. I mean, you have a point. I can't lie. You do, but I also think, like Sanj suggested earlier, it's too early to say right now who's gonna go down, right? But I think you said that off the podcast, actually. But for me, I'll do my relegated 3, which are, what's the word? Fucking, I can't remember their names now, boys. I've just had a brain blank. Brighton, I don't think they're going to finish bottom. I think West Ham, Brighton, and I'm not going with Fulham. I think both of you went with Fulham. I, for some reason, feel like, I know they lost for 3-0 to Arsenal, but look, at the same time, it's the first game of the season. They did actually play decent football in the first half. I'll go with a madness, yeah.
So you got West Ham bottom, then who?
What's the word? Brighton.
Who's the last?
Villa. Actually, no.
Villa.
I was saying Villa earlier, but now I think about it, Martinez, they're getting a few decent players, to be fair. I'll say Villa for now, because I'm not confident with their manager. I don't think he's a good manager. I feel like I actually like the Fulham manager, and what people forget is that they didn't play any of their new players on the weekend. All their new players were on the bench against Arsenal, and you also have to back. What's that guy's name again on the bet? Mitrovic. You have to back
Mitrovic.
You have to back him to get goals in the Premier League. He'll get them. He's the man who'll come up against a big boy in Sheffield in their defence, and he'll just go and run rampant on him, because when you play that kind of a striker, you can't defend like you're defending against an Aubameyang, because with that kind of striker, it's not about speed. With Aubameyang, you obviously use strength against him to overpower him, but with Mitrovic, it's not going to work. That's what makes him more difficult, in my opinion, for those clubs that are down around Sheffield. Look, clubs that play like Sheffield, that play maybe even like Leeds, they'll struggle a bit, I think. But I feel like Leeds will stay, Fulham will stay, and I think West Brom could stay. Did they win this week, West Brom? I can't remember now.
No, they lost to Leicester 3-0.
That's the one. Even they could go down. Listen, it's so early to say. I feel like West Brom, Villa, all of them should be in a shout really down there. Even Fulham, but I just feel like Fulham will have what it takes. West Brom, I'm not. They've got a great manager in Slaven Bilic. So for me, it's difficult to say whether they'll go down. Very difficult right now. I think you'll get a better indicator in 10 games how the bottom three looks, and even then it's not 100%. But what I've noticed is when one team in the bottom three will be relegated, and that comes after 10 games. Like last season, in the bottom three you had Watford, 10 games, they're in the bottom three, they got relegated. Aston Villa notoriously started the Premier League, I think.
They were in relegation all season.
Hmm?
They were in the relegation zone all season.
Aston Villa.
Restart.
No, I'm talking
At the final end.
I'm talking about.
Yeah.
I'm talking about. What's it called? In the 15-16 season.
Oh,
Yeah, I feel like.
there's always that really one poor team who are down after 10 games. Like Norwich last season.
Yeah.
And Huddersfield the season before that. Except
Oh, true. I mean, it'll become clear soon. I feel like after 10 games, you have a conclusive answer on that one. So before we end the podcast, we've got a transfer segment. I know Tony would love this part of the podcast. If we go back to the days when we were doing Rant Boys, he wanted his own little segment for his podcast. This isn't about rumours. It will be kind of about rumours, but we're going to look at about transfers and clubs' transfers. So first, I think we should look at Chelsea. Amazing. That's all I can say. And
if you have to grade it, it'll probably
be a what?
if you were to give it a grade, an A-. If you gave it like a grade.
A-?
Yeah,
They've even got the Mendy guy coming in.
that was what might make it an A+. As it stands, A-. If they get a goalkeeper in, A+.
Okay. What do you think, Ash?
Yeah, for me, they won the transfer window, just like what Arsenal did last season.
Did we?
At least you win something if there's a trophy for it.
Alright. What about Manchester United?
I'll let Ash speak first.
I would say it's not good enough. It's too slow. We still haven't get up important target. That was supposed to be our main target, and just dilly-dallying around. And it's 50-50. So, each day the hope gets bleaker and bleaker. So yeah. So if you don't get Sancho, we're just doomed. We'll still struggle because our bench is not that good. So yeah.
How's your bench looking?
And apart from that, it's worrying because we have the likes of Jesse Lingard, and we expect him to change the game, which I don't think so. But one thing would be good, our midfield is stacked right now. Sorry? Yeah, he's a prospect, come on. But
easy money.
Yeah, 160k, he's living life. But here's one thing, our midfield is stacked though, so that's an advantage for us, and that's why I believe we'd get top 4. And Bruno Fernandes, he's not just a creator, and he's chipping in goals, So I feel he's kind of pivotal for our campaign. Sorry?
That's what you pay for him for, mate. I don't think you pay for him not to chip in. I'm just saying.
Yeah. And if we get a left back to cover Shaw, it would the grade would improve from C to B. But apart from that, it's still a poor window. We just lackluster when it comes to transfer windows. Or maybe the clubs are, taking full advantage of United because we desperately need players, and it's a different price tag when let's say when a big club shows up, right? So yeah,
I mean, it's
for me it's C as of now.
United show up.
Oh yeah,
That's what you.
they have a special rate for big clubs. No, I'm not just saying United.
Manchester United. I'm not trying to be funny.
And that's true.
Like they, what's it called? Leicester would never have got out of Arsenal
80 million.
what they
Yeah.
got out of thing for, in my opinion, a very not good player. I want to say it in like a very
I agree.
intellectual way, but in my opinion, I don't know. I don't think he's a great player. You know. I think
Thing is that United are like the drama queen, so they just show as if they're not, they'd be willing to walk away, and they probably leave it late and then pay over the amount odds,
yeah.
So that's what happened to both Bissaka. He stuck to 40 million. Crystal Palace, they were like, yeah, you're not going to get him. And then after a couple of weeks, we did the same. We did the same for Bruno. We did the same for Maguire. So that's what gives me hope. I still think we're just playing, toying with the add-ons, trying to piss off Dortmund, but they're just still consistent about their, demands. So I still think there's
Well,
a slight chance, we'd be 120 million without the add-ons.
Look, I feel like I get what you're saying, but at the same time, I don't think you're not gonna bully them. Like you're not. Look,
No, we're not going to bully them. That's what I said. We're going to pay 120 million. Price, yeah. Oh, yeah, that's what I said. It's 50-50. I mean,
you're gonna.
I say it based on our previous.
I'm not.
I think so because
After Van der Beek.
no, you know why? Because we still will sell the likes of Smalling and Rojo, so that'll fetch us another 30 million. So that would cover Van der Beek. I feel United wanted Sancho right from last season, so. Yeah, and it would be embarrassing if you don't get him, because what's the point of pumping in or briefing all the media in the English press saying that we've completely resolved the agent and player transfer fees. So yeah, people look stupid if you don't get Sancho.
I don't think so. I think you already look stupid because why get a 20-year-old for that much money that could end up being a flop in years to come, for example? I don't get it.
Well,
No, I don't know, because you can get the Reguilon, whatever his name is, you can get
Well,
so many other players. For me,
But
that's
it's because he's young. It's because
Sans,
he's
you
young.
got any comments? I still think Sancho.
It's because he's young. Because even he's got young to develop and grow. Even if he gets off to a slow start, so there's that.
yeah.
And then even say he does flop, he just doesn't quit at Man United, they can sell him at 25 years old for still a good price. They can say, look, he's 24, 25. This isn't an Alexis Sanchez. He's not washed. This guy can still develop, get better with another club who suits him better.
Right.
So there's a resale value. So they might sign him for, what is it they want? Do they want 110 million?
Something like that.
So signing for 100. So United might sell him for 70 million, which is a loss, but it's a decent sell-on value if it's a flop sign, as opposed to Sanchez.
Yeah. I get what
Giving
you're
him
saying.
all that money.
I get what you're saying.
That's what I'm saying. As opposed to saying, there's obviously recent reports of them being interested in Gareth Bale. Like they're only willing to pay 18 million apparently for him. But like I say, he's 31 years old. He's very ingrown. That's a risk.
Yeah.
Will they get him though?
No, I don't think they will, because I think Bale wants the same wages, and United will no.
Well, we've got.
Yeah, we just.
Obviously, I wouldn't take a pay cut. Let's be honest. If I'm going to United, I wouldn't take a pay cut. They'll probably pay you that money anyway. But he's out.
Yeah, but why would we pay? Hang on. Oh, the thing is that why would we pay over the odd wages when we just got rid of Alexis Sanchez?
Yeah.
You're Arsenal. I'm not. I mean, you're Arsenal.
Because you're Arsenal.
You're United, so you do these kind of things, don't you? And that's not,
Well,
Yeah, and
that's not
lately we've kind of corrected that. Yeah, that's true. I agree. But lately, they've kind of gotten
They
better
fixed
when
up,
it comes to
fixed up a
signing.
little bit. Got rid of Lukaku,
Yeah,
got rid of
because
Sanchez, got rid of Darmian.
yeah. Here's the thing, Bruno Fernandes is on 120k, 30k, which is something. I mean, which is actually really cheap for a player like him, right?
Probably their best player. Probably is cheap for their best
Yeah,
player. So.
probably. Yeah, you could say that. On being serious. And the other thing we're forgetting is, let's say, listen, we signed these players for 5 years. So when they sign a contract, they do it for 5 years. So I'm saying in the next 3 to 4 years, most of the clubs, or at least the top clubs, would be paying the same amount of wages that we're paying for our players, right? So United, at that point of time, would kind of be around, paying the same wages as the likes of Liverpool, or could be Madrid, City, or even Arsenal, because I can only see the wages getting, going up at least for the next 2 to 3 years.
Yeah.
Because players aren't gonna sit around and and accept 70k a week, 70k a week, 80k a week, when they know that the likes of United or their rivals are paying more than them. They're going to demand, because if they know they're good enough, then they can confidently demand more from the club, and the club would, eventually give in. So that's what I feel.
It's possible. It is possible. I'm not gonna lie, but I just feel like
I mean, Pastor, come on,
Okay.
we just paid Obama 350k a week because
Yeah, but-
he's important.
is coming towards the end of his career. If we didn't pay that to him, he would leave. Plus, what he's done for Arsenal, I don't think it's a surprise that we paid him that money. But with
Yeah, and I'm saying in the future you would have players like Aubameyang for Arsenal who will make a thing. It won't be just Aubameyang. I'm saying, let's say you get an OR and he turns out to be good, he'd still want a bigger package in the next 2 to 3 years, because he knows there are clubs who would be willing to go for him if he shines in the Premier League. Correct?
it's true.
So that's what I'm trying to come from. Yeah.
Yeah. I can't lie.
Right.
Make a good.
Next club.
Oh, okay.
To what we
Let's
done
go
Chelsea. Arsenal's transfer window. So
Yeah. Right. So far, I feel like
a B. Just a solid B.
yeah, you could say that because of Gabriel and Willian. Obviously, both those
Retirement home.
they're decent players.
You've signed.
Would
Is that the only two players you signed?
you count Sebastian on loan again, which is great?
Sabas on loan. Yeah.
Do you think
That's it really.
Saliba counts as a new signing?
Not really.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No,
I guess yeah, because
he does,
he's an
yeah,
player to the squad. But that was
Yeah.
done last year.
Look, I'll tell you this. At the moment, it's a B. End of the season, it could be an A.
Well,
maybe an A+.
end of the transfer.
No, I'm talking about end of the season. Because if
Well, yeah, I know
players
that,
like
but-
Saliba and Gabriel come true, then it can be pushed to an A. You know, at the moment I say B. If we get Aouar, it's an A. If we get Partey and Aouar, it's an 100+ star.
Yeah.
Mate, I've been used to Arsenal fucking me with no Vaseline when it comes to transfer windows. I've had enough. Yeah? My bum was bleeding. Right?
I don't know.
Fuck
I don't know. They treated you well a few times.
Yeah, a few times. What, by getting Mustafi? Okay.
No, but listen, you
Come
got
on,
Pepe
Mustafi
last
was
season. You got Alexis Sanchez at one point. Ozil
I'm
at one
talking about the times where we used to put in bids of like ridiculous bids, man.
You'd sign a superstar here.
Plus one. Plus one. Still won't forget
I
that.
can't. Why? Why did we do that?
That's
That is Arsenal legacy, man. Only Arsenal would do some fucking dumb shit like that. Only us.
Right. Right, so you said it's a B for Arsenal so far, going up to an A if you sign one more midfielder, and A plus or A star. You sign both.
Yeah, I would say so.
So how about
Yes.
Liverpool?
Move on.
No, I want.
No, I
Literally,
mean,
you can't grade it
yeah.
because it's non-existent.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm
I mean, I
real,
still
a
can't
D
find
plus.
flaws in the first team.
Literally,
Yeah.
I'll give it a D plus because we did sign a backup left back. We haven't lost any. No players
Mhm.
pushed for a move. Yeah, D plus.
Yeah, because you can't find flaws in the first team. They're still good.
Come on, man. You didn't replace Lovren.
I don't see any
Okay,
flaws.
we haven't replaced him, but we did fork out 12 million.
Yeah, but you didn't replace Lovren. What a class player.
But Lovren is the first team player, right? So it doesn't matter.
Chat
I
shit,
said,
but Lovren is class.
oh no, he's a good backup. That's it. But I don't think they would. They could do
He's
without
a fourth
him.
choice centre back. Literally, like I said, fourth choice centre back. Sold him for 12 million. Not bad.
Oh, behave. He was the first choice.
Okay,
And
sure.
also Keita could be like a new signing because he didn't
Like I said-
feature much, Keita.
No, he did. Like I said, we've got quite a few players who can. I think that's why we're maybe not signing many because we had Curtis Jones emerge at the end of last season. They might say, "Oh, he'll be the Lallana replacement." Minamino looks good in pre-season and the Community Shield. Maybe
Mhm.
we don't need to sign a Saka. Maybe he can to Salah.
You were never going to sign
Um,
Saka. Don't even start dreaming there, buddy.
Saka? What?
I thought you said Saka. Wait, who did you say?
Salah, Mane and Salah.
Oh, I thought you said Saka.
Minamino. No. Minamino. He could be the back. Brewster. You had a very good loan spell at Swan.
Brewster.
But like I said, that's what I feel like Liverpool are doing. The coronavirus and they haven't got much money, so they say, "Yeah, we're pushing through some of these players." So Keita was injured for the majority of last season. We'll treat him as a new signing. Same for Curtis Jones. Same for Same for Ryan Bruce.
Okay, that's fair.
I heard he's going out on loan, Van Brewster.
Apparently, clubs are interested in. I think Liverpool are making a decision that they don't want to.
Well, because he missed the penalty.
No,
Why am I not surprised?
I don't think Liverpool want to send him out on loan, but I think other clubs are interested.
Look, to be honest with you, how I see it is this: if you man don't have a good window, then in terms of buying players, how are you going to compete with City next season, who could still get Koulibaly? They are in for Koulibaly, and say what you like about Koulibaly, he's still a class player who walks into every Premier League team, including Liverpool. And another thing I want to point out is that even getting one or two signings like a Thiago Alcantara, right? Who, let's be real, Thiago walks into Liverpool's midfield. He's class. I rate Wijnaldum, but you're gonna really play Wijnaldum over or Henderson over Thiago? It just doesn't make sense to me. Who else have you got? So you got in your midfield, Minamino hasn't.
Ox, Naby Keita.
Ox is just a workhorse. Naby Keita is someone.
He has potential. He needs to kick on. He needs to kick on this season.
100%. When you guys signed him, I thought that would be the guy who would play in your midfield as that kind of DM. I wanted him at Arsenal for a little bit. Then I was like, maybe not. Now I look at it and I'm like, fuck no. So I look at it, I'm just like, you guys could do with so much improving. City could do with so much improving, and they're doing it. And I just feel like, well, actually, do you not worry as a Liverpool fan that you might get left behind over the next 5 years if you don't sign players?
Of course, yeah. If you don't sign players, it would be Spurs. Like I said, what 7 players in their starting 11 there in 5 years ago. Yeah, we'll definitely get left and sign players, but this summer we're being very cheap for ourselves. We're looking at it just being very cheap. Eventually, we're going to have to sign because Henderson's 30, Wijnaldum's going to hit 30. Salah and Mane and Firmino all enter prime age. Same for Van Dijk. So we will to replace signing.
You know
I just think
what?
that as of this season, everyone's in a very good age. Like no one's overage at this time. We're just being cheap, pushing through.
I gotta mention this, when it comes a couple of years from now, if you take it the age of Man United squad, most of them are below 25. I still think they could reach their peak. Yeah, you give us a couple of years time, and also United behind the screens they've been doing a lot of business for the academy. We just bought a bunch of players, like a couple of players from Barcelona, Real Madrid for the academy, and then we have a prospect in Hannibal Mejbri who's 17 and who's like standing out. We got him for 12 million from Monaco. I believe in another 2 years. Let's say we keep this growth. I feel United could actually, become champions of the Premier League. Let's say another 2 to 3 years. That's what I feel. No, I'm not joking because look at it this way: Martial is 24 and has the latter part of the season. That is, when we had Rashford, when we had the likes of Bruno. Like when we had a proper assembled team, we looked fluid, especially against teams that were inferior to us. Let's say teams below, outside the top 10. And we've shown that against top 6, let's say we play counter-attacking football, we sit behind the ball, maintain a low block. We could beat teams like City because we beat them both home and away. In fact, I'm not afraid of City, but I'm more afraid of Liverpool over City. So yeah, I feel United have a good future because our squad age, let's say our average age is low. And so Sancho would only boost it. He's only 20. Greenwood is 18. Rashford is 22. They're not old. Bruno Fernandes is 25. So Pogba is like the only player who's like, in his 27s. 27. Apart from that, Maguire is 25. We've got Dean Henderson, who's 22 or 21, I believe. Van Bissaka is 21. So yeah, if you got a good team, we just need a good let's say this team to have a consistency, which will take time because we haven't tasted success. Like we haven't been part of a title race. So I feel that it would take at least 1 or 2 more years. So provided Ole gets better with the job, yeah, we could probably we have a good chance of winning the league at least 2 years from now. Or let's say we get a new manager, we could someone who sticks with the same philosophy of attacking football, we could be in good hands. I say I'm happy with the roster that we have. I can't complain about the roster. I'm just complaining. My reservations are for the consistency which the players don't show. So I think that could be coached to the players, coached into the players.
I understand that. I'm not going to debate that. As you know, I understand how important the academy is because Arsenal Academy has won a Premier League title for the Premier League 2 for 2 seasons in a row now. I'm really happy with our academy with who we've had coming through. We've had Reece Nelsons, Bukayo Saka, Eddie Nketiah. He's shit. No, I'm joking. Eddie Nketiah.
Smith Rowe.
I don't want. Yeah, Smith Rowe. I'm not gonna say Willock. I mean, Willock's decent. If you're watching Willock, no offense, I don't think you are quality enough for us going forward, mate. I apologise, but who else is there in the academy?
No, but I have a question. Who do you think? I'm talking about who do you think would be world class? For me, I'd put only Bukayo Saka up there, just like how we are for Greenwood. I'm saying world class. Let's say, like one of the best players in the world.
Young Arsenal players.
Yeah, from the Arsenal players who are like under 20s and 22.
Martinelli.
I say it's just Martinelli. Yeah,
but he's not yours. He's not your account.
No, he said on our young players.
Yeah.
So
Likewise, yeah.
If we're not saying homegrown, Martinelli, Saliba, and by the way, technically on record, Saliba is a homegrown player.
How? Oh, okay, yeah. There's some shady business with Saliba. You can't really call. I wouldn't call him a homegrown player.
I wouldn't either, but
I wouldn't say that.
Arsenal did a madness, so let's go Arsenal.
Yeah, because you made advantage of. Yeah, that's just. That's why I said it's some shady business. How
Shady
you
business.
call them?
Come on, we're not Chelsea. We don't nab them up while they're like 2 years old.
Alright, chill.
No, Chelsea do nab them up when they're 2.
Alright, yeah, we.
They're kids when they nab them. Like that's that.
I'm just saying chill because we're always going off subject.
Okay, yeah, true. Should we move on to Man City then?
Yeah,
You know what? In typical Rant Boys fashion, we went off podcast.
yeah. City. What have they signed this? They've signed Nathan Ake.
Yeah.
They've signed some. Did they sign
Foreign
back?
Torres.
Right back. Yeah.
Right back. I don't think so, did they?
I swear, was it a fullback? They signed someone. Is it from Juventus? Undisclosed.
Oh, that was last season.
No, not thingy, not Cancelo. They signed someone for an undisclosed fee. I don't know if he's for now or if he's for the future.
Must be.
But I saw it was undisclosed and it was from a fairly big European. So I thought, but so they signed him. Is that it? Am I right to say?
Yeah.
Okay, they've got another centre back to support. Good, that's good signing.
I'll say.
Whether anything to the level we don't know, but Fernan Torres, he's just going to bolster their.
Let's say Nathan Ake is a quality centre back.
Yeah.
He was quality. He'll be quality at City.
Yeah, so
But you know
all
what?
good really.
If they get Koulibaly now, I'll say A.
Yeah,
100% A.
yeah,
Could you imagine A?
yeah.
Could you imagine Koulibaly and Laporte next season with the team?
Yeah, I know.
having that, oh, Dios míos. How is anyone going to beat that?
You know what's funny?
What?
For us, any City signing for us is like they don't need signings, but they're just making for the fun. Oh yeah, Koulibaly makes sense, but look at the fucking bench. They got 2 players. It's more or less like yeah, they have a better roster than what we used to have in FIFA. I'll be honest. This guy. I mean, Pep. I wouldn't be surprised if he smokes. Cocaine. Sorry. Yeah, if he takes cocaine, he's on crack. He's mad. He's buying players for fun. I'm serious.
Do you want to do a little Guardiola?
Look at it.
No.
Yeah, Guardiola. Yeah, probably I could say it after midway through the season. I still don't believe he's a good manager. Come on.
We'll save that for another podcast, man.
Yes. Final club Spurs.
Spurs.
I'd say C-.
I'd say D.
Højbjerg and
Højbjerg, Doherty. Yeah, they're doing business that's good enough to get a Europa League, in my opinion.
yes, that's what I say. C-.
I love that he does do a little laugh as well.
It's mid. That's it. Mid.
It's fucking Højbjerg. Look, I'm not disrespecting Højbjerg, right? And I know we got Cedric. But the difference is that Højbjerg will play for them in the midfield. Cedric's our backup. And he's still behind Ainsley Maitland-Niles and Bellerin. So, and Cedric is decent, to be fair. I can't lie. Do we count Cedric, by the way, as an Arsenal transfer?
I never knew he existed.
You had him on loan, though,
Arsenal.
didn't you? You had him on loan from January.
Yeah,
Yeah, I didn't even play a match.
February, yeah.
Bro, why don't we get rid of Holden? If we got Pablo, I don't get that. But look, I feel like Tottenham, my very bitter rivals from Wood Green. Look, Tottenham, you're not finishing above us. Saints Tottenham Day will not happen this season, and if it does, I'm gonna retire from this podcast because I cannot deal with the Tottenham fans atting me on Twitter. I'll retire from Twitter as well. Bun this, man. We can't have it. Is it 4 years now or 3?
40 on the roll.
Leicester season was the last.
Oh,
So-
no.
16, 17,
Oh no.
19. They've done it 4 years in a.
To be fair, we finished above them for 21 years or more.
Son, it's not just that. They're playing Europa League for the 4th year in a row.
Who, Arsenal?
What?
Yeah.
You always like to make a point. Okay.
It's just funny.
No, I'm saying, come on. You saying it's 4 years in a row. That's a fucking decline out there. United at least they just show up and then they just qualify for Champions League. Show up, qualify. So we're kind of like I mean, I'm not saying we're doing better. We're shit, but we're still miles ahead of you in terms of
Are you mad?
Yeah, we're still miles ahead of you. I'm saying, look at us. Our squad looks better than yours. I'll be honest with you.
You think?
I still fancy a United squad. Yeah, I still fancy a United squad over the Arsenal one.
Hold on.
Sorry?
In prison chains. Calm down.
Yeah, but that's nothing football.
Play with that big ball to his foot, man. Come on, give me a break.
Well, we conceded only 30, the third least amount of goals. So laugh at all you want. We still have a good defensive record.
Yeah.
So
A great defensive record.
you can't. Yeah, it's still. It's the third best in the Premier League, and yeah. So you can't take a piss at us.
I can.
Sorry, what?
I can, because his turning speed is equal to that of a tractor. I used to remember when they used to.
Yeah, call him what you want. He's still good enough. He's still good enough.
You man used to,
He's still good enough.
You man used to disrespect. Hold on. You man used to disrespect. Per
Mertesacker.
pace, yeah. Oi.
Yeah.
This man, yeah. When we played you at your place, yeah. He was caught out of position. I'm telling you, against the big teams, he's gonna be an issue for you guys. I'm telling you. I'm telling you this now.
As I said, you power him up with a good rapid centre back who's fast enough. It's sorted out. Trust me. No, I don't fancy Lindelof because Lindelof is too soft as centre back. A Bailly would work out, but Bailly is reckless. That's a problem. So I feel if you have to make a good centre back signing, I'd rather wait a year and try to get a Upamecano who's like good on the ball, who's fast enough, and who's aggressive.
I do.
So yeah.
I do hope that Jadon Sancho can fill in centre back when you play the top 6 clubs. I'm joking.
Okay.
Anyway, so Tottenham we gave a D because of crapness. So
That's it.
we'll be recording another one tomorrow, people. Don't get used to it. We're not going to record one every day. Done that. But we'll do one every week. So we're doing one tomorrow to review match day 1. Then next week we'll be back with match day 2. Are we doing the EFL Cup? Do you think, guys? Or does no one care about the EFL Cup?
European.
You know what? When the EFL Cup comes in, we can do a whole podcast where Ash can rant about Guardiola for the whole time.
The Guardiola Cup.
the Guardiola rant. I'm joking, but listen, we'll be back tomorrow with our second podcast about match day 1, talking about Arsenal, Fulham, talking about what is the score of Chelsea. I haven't checked, and we've been on the podcast for an hour.
Chelsea just won 3-1.
Oh, Havertz score?
Nope.
Not Havertz. Fucking hell. The other guy, Werner, did he score?
No. Nope.
No Werner, no Havertz to score.
Nope.
Interesting. So Werner didn't score, Havertz didn't score.
Nope.
Did they get assists at least?
Werner got an assist for the pen. I don't know about the second.
Might have to remove Werner from my team now. Fucking hell.
21.
Yeah.
Well, it's going to be written in the script for him to score against Liverpool.
When did they play Liverpool?
Next Sunday. This Sunday.
Oh, come on. Let's go, Wernie.
But we'll talk about that next.
Yes. Anyway, look, guys, we'll be back tomorrow with the podcast about match day 1. Please be sure to check our Discord server and the Twitter handles. I'll leave them below. Again, we'll be back tomorrow. Thank you for tuning in. Have a good one, guys. Peace out.